I'm Margaret Windsor, and this is last tape. I think I've done. I'm laughing because it's so ludicrous, and I don't know that it does me any good of what I've put up on video. I can't go to law enforcement; they're involved in it. So when I had access to social media, that's what I have done. Put it. I can't get an attorney because I was kidnapped and brought over to Moulton, Alabama in '41 and put in a pigsty, what the equivalent of pigsty, and so abused. I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace and in '83 in a political campaign. Uh, I found out a little later that my real name is Victoria II, Margaret Ann Windsor, and my father's Edward VIII, who was forced out, and the 99-year seal should have been a signal to anybody. Why would you put a 99-year seal on it to cover up the crimes? I was born in '39, Victoria II legal heir. My own Uncle George helped take down his own brother with all the lies, kidnapped me with Roosevelt appointed the Kennedys, Joe, ambassador, JFK. That's the reason for the Warren Commission cover-up. It would lead back to kidnapping me. And the New World Order, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergers, the Jews. And you just follow the road after they kidnapped me, these illegal treaties, because George, my uncle, had helped kidnap me and take down my father illegally. He's an illegal monarch, and so is Elizabeth, and that whole slew of, well, anyway, traitors, thieves, killers, you name it. They're living off of my money, and after they were traitors to Great Britain and gave away everything British. What he did, George, illegal George VI, signed treaties that allowed the United States to put its bases all over Great Britain and use it as a launching pad to take over the world, made Great Britain a hostage and fighting against its own interests, and I'm a hostage here in this country, and they do not want the ongoing terror and hell that they have done to me and my kids, my father and mother. And by the way, my father, Edward VIII, was married to, not married to Wallis Simpson. She married a double, a look-alike. And they became the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. Stole my father's identity, stole me, his daughter, the heir to the crown. My mother was Claudia Ruth. My mother is Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor. She's Irish-American, Catholic. She married my father. She was a teacher, a school teacher. So all of that was a lie, the 99-year seal on it. They defamed, they framed my father. I'm talking about the United States, Roosevelt, the Jews, my own uncle, the Kennedys, the Freemasons, the global government that's in place now that Elizabeth is part of, and that Obama, the Clintons, probably all the American presidents were. I hope Jimmy Carter wasn't. I don't know. I hope he wasn't. But anyway, I want to get to what they've done to me here. I've made the other tapes, and I give background by getting to where I'm trying to make this point today. I run out of tape. Oh, I'm allergic to chemicals, and they had me shut down. There's no way you can tell the ugly, sick crimes that they've done to me and my children here. I don't even know where my sons are marked in Scott, where heirs after me. Oh, nobody will touch it. So that's a living hell right there, and people don't want to hear it, and they know it's true. That's the problem with it, the media, all of them. So without trying to give background on it, they've used my illness against me. My immune system attacks itself if I inhale certain, usually associated with construction, sealants, but some of the things, if it's in tight quarters like Lysol and it's heavy or bleach, I react. My immune system immediately upon inhaling it attacks itself. And the inflammation and all associated with it, I mean, it's pain and suffering. It's terrorism they're doing to me, and they've gotten away with it. Person I know, I hope he's still a friend, or that he was or is, he said, well, it's all been done to you now. I guess in that sense, people would want to say, oh, well, it's been done, let's just forget it and go on with our good life, because that's what they've done, the Americans, the thieves. Don't tell them. You do not tell the truth. They tout this bit about honor and truth and saluting the flag. If they ever are force-fed this country and the world, what they have done to me, Victoria II, my sons, my father, my country, and to the Germans, because this goes back to the Tesla files. I was writing about mind control murders before I knew about being kidnapped. And then the antifreeze was put in. I had a letter from the FBI, June the 23rd of 79, ongoing investigation, national security involved. So this goes on and on. It's a living hell. That was the sure thing they said to me then, and it is. Anyway, it's pre-done and orchestrated. This whole mess has been. But when I came here, everywhere I've been, again, has been made toxic. I have to get back to after the antifreeze was put in me and I was illegally taken across the state line, and in that condition was trying to work for Fred Simpson, the district attorney, Madison County, that's Huntsville. And I lived at Warren House, which is associated with the Warren Commission, after I found out about my real name and birth in '83. And I'm working for Simpson, the DA, and Simpson was supposed to marry my father, and my father was supposed to abdicate it and marry this whore, this American spy. She married a double. My father had nothing to do with it. My father was legally married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor from Madison. By the way, there you use Madison again. Madison, Wisconsin, as in Madison County DA, is where I started learning the patterns. The next job I had after the DA was for Doyle Duke, as in the Duke of Windsor. So there's a lot more attached data there, but I lived at Warren House Apartments. I want to get back to that, as in the Warren Commission covered up the Kennedy shooting. Mind control was used in it, but it would go back to my kidnapping and what the Kennedys did to me. By the way, this country loves Kennedy. I mean, he slaughtered, he killed, he did it to me. He did it to my parents and my country. That's what should be addressed, and people don't care. Their conscience, they can just wave it around like their flags, you know? Tout it right in your face while they're doing it to you. But anyway, Carl Smith lived in the apartment below at Warren House when I came there. And I was in the condition I'd had the antifreeze and should have died and gone in a coma and died. So just, and the woman that had killed her twins and they put me there, she's the one that illegally shoved me in the car, and I was brought across the state line. And it's so hideous. I was living in fear, or my children going to be killed. I was literally disconnected from them during that time. And anyway, it gets too long to tell on a tape. Smith, Carl Smith, whether that's his name, I don't know. He told me, though, one day, he said that while I was there at Warren House, he said that he had come there 5 years prior to me being there, so the FBI knew that this was going to happen to me, the antifreeze, the book. He was put there, and he even said that he lived across, just down, I believe it's Highway 41, out of Atlanta into Marietta is Highway 41, and he said he lived at Normandy Apartments. And in essence, he was there to keep an eye, or whatever you want to say. Maybe the feds helped keep me alive. It's been hell, but that's what it was. So the FBI go in ahead of me and orchestrate it, and the law enforcement go along with it. So you can get your own reasons for that. But so where I've been kept, got a place to live or whatever, has been chemicals used on me that I'm allergic to that literally have killed me over the years. I've begged, I've pleaded,